Okay, hey, welcome, Ariel.
Thank you, man. It's nice to be here. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, yeah, so glad that you can take the time out of your busy day today to have a conversation with me regarding asset protection and wealth development and building wealth. Really appreciate your time. Really appreciate that. As part of our ongoing Path to Home Ownership series. Appreciate that. Yeah. As we discussed, we're going to touch on topics about how could what are some of the challenges out there that people face when they're trying to build wealth? Of course, a big part of building wealth is protecting your assets, right? So there's a number of pitfalls people could run into in the event that they have certain challenges in life. They work very, very hard to build their wealth. But one of the things I find and I've seen over the years is that people spend very, very little time thinking, what if, right?
Yeah.
What if scenario, and it happens all the time. I've seen it so many times where, this a couple I was speaking to a year back or so, they've worked like 25 years saving money, putting money aside. And they bought a house. Now they're getting ready to, go on their dream vacation, and the husband gets cancer.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, man. Yep.
and stuff like that happens. So I guess my question for you is, it's up to you. Where do you want to start?
Yeah, no, that's an important topic because when being an advisor for the last 13 years, you hear every type of horror story there is. You hear people that are 1 year away from retirement and get sick or something unfortunate happens to them and they don't get a chance to enjoy that retirement. Or people that build, a good income, good wealth, good savings, only not to secure to protect it correctly and lose everything if something were to happen. So one of the main differences that I see with our clients that are, high net worth and our clients that are slowly starting to build that up and get into that world is that high net worth clients understand the value of insurance and protecting your assets, protecting yourself, which is more important than anything. You're the best source of income that you have in your life, and you got to make sure you protect that. So that's super important. Oh, you're just on mute, Dale.
Sorry about that. There's some
No
noise.
worries.
Trying to get rid of
Yeah.
some noise in the background. Yeah, like I said, there's some last things people think about is protecting. There's another gentleman I spoke to actually about 6 months ago. He has 7 properties, right? 7 properties. And we said, that's great, at least $1 million each. That's great. And I asked him, so, let me ask you, so what happens if you get hit by a car today? And he said, what do you mean? He goes, well, so what happens to everything you've built over the last 6 to 7 years or so? Look, what happens to
Yeah.
that? And he never thought about it.
Of course. Of course, everyone thinks that, if you have money that you're fine, you're secure.
Yeah.
Wealthy people look at insurance, whether it be critical illness, so living benefits, if something ever happens, an unforeseen sickness, cancer, heart attack, stroke, diabetes, anything like that. Or life insurance, whereas if you pass, your business, your family, everything is protected under that, and you have that money coming in to keep those things moving. Wealthy people look at that as an asset. They look at using insurance as ways to build wealth, to pay less in tax, to shelter and secure their money. Whereas people that are just paycheck to paycheck, everyday individuals, they look at insurance like it's just a bill. It's another thing I have to pay for. And that's what it's going to feel like if you don't use it correctly. So as you're building wealth, you have to look at it almost like you're building a house, like a financial house. The foundation of any house is the least attractive part of the house. No one gets excited about their foundation. You don't see foundation on Instagram.
Yes.
People are not inviting people over and worrying that their house is going to collapse on them. That foundation in the finance world is insurance. It's that level of security that you need to have that you can now build everything on. Because let's say you do have debt. If something does happen, that debt gets passed on to your family. You want to make sure that insurance wipes that debt out. If you have a business, you want to make sure that insurance comes in so your business partner has funding. They can hire another you if they need to. You have to make sure that family, just because you have savings put aside, You don't want your family to have to use your savings just to pay for your medical bills or pay for funerals or unforeseen expenses. You want that money to go to your family so they can use it for their future. And insurance takes care of all the ugly stuff, all the stuff that you don't want to deal with. It's just that peace of mind that sometimes people overlook as one of the key features for building proper wealth.
That's a really great point. But before we start jumping into the topic, Mario, I know I've known you now, I think, I don't know, I'm guessing 5 years or longer around there.
That's about right. We'll just go with it. Might probably longer, but I don't want to sound old. So yeah, we'll go with 5 years. That sounds good.
And I met you when you were with Combined Insurance, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And you had a team of people, and what I just saw is just a guy who really cares about his people,
Yeah.
right? And the team as well, just love the environment you created for them, right? And I said, well, this is not natural. These people are actually really cool people, nice to be around, right? And it all comes back down to leadership, right? So that really struck me. But can you share with us just about your background, about your like, how did you get here?
Yeah. So I wish I had this amazing story that I went to university for, finance, and I'm this financial genius. That is the complete opposite of my story. I don't actually have a university degree. I was in the unfortunate place where after high school, I had to get a job just to help my family out a little bit. We didn't have a lot of money. I didn't come from that background. And so that was also tough. I see my friends going on to these great careers, and here I am working in a kitchen 100 hours a week trying to help my parents pay the bills. And I wanted to take it further. I became a chef. I was an executive chef for a lot of years of my life.
Wow.
And I decided to open up a catering company. I had that entrepreneur bug in me. My dad was a business owner. I just wanted to take that route. I had this skill and I wanted to turn it into a business. The problem is I knew nothing about business. I knew nothing about finance. So I made great money my first year, but didn't pay any taxes, didn't save any money. And CRA quickly became my business partner.
Wow.
And once that happened, things got scary and I was forced to shut down my business. I was a young kid, 22 years old, no idea what to do. I had a friend of mine who worked in finance, similar background as me, making great income. And I just said to him, how are you doing this? You don't have any university education. He goes, you don't need that. You just got to be good with people. Why don't you come work with me for the summer, get some education in you, and then next business you have, you won't screw it up. And that summer turned into 13 years. I've worked in every area of finance, from sales to management to executive director to corporate, and now I own my own firm. And a big part of that is from my background, from my ability to want to help people and build up people and raise people, and it just kind of brought me to where I am today. So I'm very lucky to be here.
Wow.
Very interesting journey. That was a short little stint into my life, but it was definitely an exciting journey.
Well, that's really exciting because there's a lot of people who are going to be watching this and probably thinking to themselves, I have to have this university degree, or I have to have this understanding of financial background to really understand the financial world, right? But you really set a really great example for a lot of people. Is just through hard work and through taking care of people and through understanding and mastering your craft. People can do it.
Yeah, of course, anybody can. You don't have to come in here as a genius. You can learn this as you go, and with great support and leadership, the advice and support will be there, and that's all you need. You just have to come in with a little bit of a desire and some work ethic, and things will find a way of working itself out. They usually do.
You mentioned life insurance a couple of times, and I think for the most part, the perception about life insurance is a bill.
Yeah,
right. That's how a lot of people see it. Do you want to do something? You want to get something over there?
Yeah. No. Sorry. Just I heard a noise. I wasn't sure if my dog was going to come in and just destroy everything in my office. So
that's okay.
I had to quickly take a quick peek over there. But sorry. Go on with your question in regards to life insurance.
So I think that a lot of people see life insurance as almost like like car insurance in a way. You have to have it in the event that you need it, or house insurance. Well, you never use house insurance unless there's a problem, but when you need it, you're glad that you have it, right?
Of course.
Or or even almost like a like it's another bill, right? But you said
Sure.
something pretty interesting, and throughout our time speaking together over the next 6 to 8 weeks, Tuesday afternoons, we're going to dig into some of these really meaty topics about using insurance and leveraging it for building wealth, for reducing taxes. I mean, that's really, really interesting stuff, right? So what's your perception on what you've seen people how they deal with insurance?